Welcome everyone from around the world to the free Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit, dedicated to help you blaze a path to your dreams. Oh my goodness. I'm Lori Raymond, founder of Women as Visionaries, and my co-creator and friend, Cecily MacArthur, the Dream Life Coach. We are delighted that you've joined us from your special place to hear some amazing information. Know that in the next 2 exciting weeks, you'll learn how to manifest even more health, wealth, and happiness in your lives as we share with you 10 international expert guides. Well, first, some housekeeping notes. First, we'll work to keep our interview to an hour. Second, you'll be muted for the call, and there will be an opportunity to ask questions at the end, and you'll be sent a replay link via email of today's content-rich interview. And at any time, you can purchase the Extreme Upgrade Package with all 10 interviews with our amazing Extreme Law of Attraction Expert Guides, as we call them lovingly, to sustain your journey to your dream. So right now, I would like to introduce to you Cecily MacArthur. She is a life mastery consultant with Mary Morrissey and Life Solutions. She is a certified life coach, an intuitive, and a transformational teacher and author whom I'm pleased and proud to call my friend and colleague. She is passionate about working with individuals, organizations, and communities to help them create their dreams and bring them into reality. She enjoys working with her intuitive guidance and the law of attraction to assist her clients like you in their personal, professional, and spiritual growth. The question has been posed to us, why did we put this law of attraction, this extreme law of attraction together? Well, the answer to that, everyone, is we were divinely inspired after the successful Spring Angel Telesummit. Cecily and I wanted to share an additional level of life-changing information with you by bringing together a variety of and a spectrum of experts who specialize in the law of attraction. We wanted to support like-minded friends like you at this time of great global shifts, and we wanted to offer the very best of the best, and I mean that truly from my heart, the best of the best tools and strategies for you. And so the Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit was born. And Cecily, it's...
Right, Lori, I just wanted to introduce you.
I can just keep talking.
You didn't get to introduce you. So, all right. So I do want to introduce my co-host, Lori Raymond, a good friend. And she is an amazing lady. She's a world traveler, humanitarian coach, and a lifelong student and teacher. And as a founder of the Women as Visionaries, she delights in helping women reinvent themselves through global education, vision quest, travels, and events like this Law of Attraction Telesummit. For 2 decades, she has spoken to and guided over 7,000 individuals in organizations and nonprofits through the transformational process she calls vision mapping. And her life work is to inspire by the passion of leaving a legacy of service to women and children, because she believes that as women go, so go the world.
Thank you, Cecily. And so it is with a great joy that I introduce our speaker, and that is Eva Gregory. Eva Gregory is a master coach, speaker, and author of several programs and books. For 2 decades now, she's been walking the talk, everyone, the law of attraction, using the principles to enrich her life and her businesses. She was named International Coach of the Year in 2006. She's regularly featured on radio and in media and is a recognized authority on the law of attraction. Her latest book, Life Lessons for Manifesting the Law of Attraction with Jack Canfield, one of the teachers on the current best-selling DVD, and book The Secret. And of course, we know him from Chicken Soup for the Soul. Eva is here to share her wisdom with us today. Thank you and welcome, Eva.
Thank you. Thank you both for having me. I'm just so thrilled.
We are thrilled to have you here with us, Eva. And I just wanted to start by saying that I've been a big fan for a long time. I particularly appreciate you and your partner Gina Gabellini.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Gina Gabellini. Yes.
It's a great word, great name. And you were just so inspiring to me the first time I heard you and Theos do a program.
Yeah.
And really inspired me to really get in touch with my guides and to trust that was a part of who I am and that it was meant to be a gift I used. So I just wanted to start by thanking you for that and helping that journey to start for me.
Wow. That's awesome.
Well, because we're so excited here, we wanted to get you going to talk about things that you are an expert at and are definitely here to help us to understand how to tap into our unlimited potential of the universe. So can you start out and tell us about, I've heard your story, tell you the story you've told about your own business and some of the challenges you had in the past and what happened and how you managed to use the law of attraction to get yourself out of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. There have been many times I've used the law of attraction to turn things around, but this was one that will be in my mind forever. Years and years ago when the software company that my other half, Robin, and I ran, we were struggling to the point where we were laying off folks left and right. We couldn't make payroll for those that were left. In fact, we actually had been struggling for about 5 years at this point. And we had spent so much of that time looking for backers, for venture capital to fund us, for bank loans, anything we could do to get support in the business. I mean, we had an awesome product, but without cash flow, even the greatest program doesn't help. And, of course, morale was really low, and so naturally we weren't even paying ourselves in order to do what we could for the employees that were left, and it was so ugly. It was so ugly. We had creditors after us personally. We had creditors after us in the business. The employees were stressed out. The tension was high. And I'll tell you, if our landlord at that time had decided to evict us from where we were living, we didn't have enough money to even move out. We would have had to lift everything. It was really, really bad. It was really bad. And what we did to get out of that situation was, the interesting thing is that that was around the time when I actually stumbled across this universal principle called the law of attraction. Now, I've actually been studying metaphysics for years and years, but I only understood it intellectually, and I think that's where most people are. A lot of the people that I work with are, they say, yeah, I understand the law of attraction, but I understood it intellectually, but I didn't know how to apply it to my life until I ran across the Abraham Hicks website. After all the studies that I had done, when I went to their site, it's Abraham-Hicks.com, for those that don't know it, and I would be shocked if they didn't.
This crowd knows it, I think. This crowd knows it.
Yes. But I'll tell you, that was when the light bulbs came on, the fireworks went off, and I really began to understand how you can use it. It seemed so crystal clear to me and so simple. And I just want to make an assumption here that just in case someone doesn't really know what the law of attraction is, I just want to say that it's whatever you put your focus on, your time, your attention, your energy, and your emotion into, you're going to get more of that in your life, whether wanted or not wanted, by the way. But here's where I put the emphasis. It's really the emotion. It's the emotional charge you have on whatever you're focused on that is attracting to you more of the same. And so even though I had run across this thing called the law of attraction, when it came to the business, where's my focus been? Of course, it was on exactly what I did not want. The focus was, it's like the thoughts were the engine, but that highly charged emotion was the fuel. And you better believe I was fueling everything I didn't want. I was going down a rabbit hole. Oh, my God, what if we can't make the payroll? What if we get evicted? What if all the things that I was worrying about? And So I woke up at 3 a.m. I had these many, many nights where I would be in panic and I would be in anxiety, and I had that awful, awful knot in the pit of my stomach, not knowing which way to turn. And for some reason, this one night, I just got this thought that said, wow, I have been applying the law of attraction in a lot of different areas in my life, but when it came to applying it in the business, when things started going from bad to worse, it was like I threw out everything that I knew, and I went back to all my old bad habits, my old mode of operation. And that night, I made the decision that I was really going to prove once and for all that the law of attraction works, period. And I was going to throw myself into the deep end of the law of attraction pool, and I was absolutely just going to focus on reaching for thoughts that feel better and focusing on what would feel better to me, and to literally shift what was going on in that company. And I just decided I didn't have anything to lose. We had done all the action. We had taken all the action that everyone had told us to take. None of it was working. And, of course, it wasn't working because vibrationally we were still in that panic mode. We were still in fear. We were still in scarcity. So I went into the company the next morning, and I introduced to them a company-wide game, a spreadsheet called our Prosperity Account, based on the Abraham Hicks Prosperity Game, by the way, for those of you who may be familiar with the process. And we started out on day one. I actually started with $10,000, and we had this huge spreadsheet, and we had everybody in the company deposit $10,000 in this imaginary prosperity account, and every day they were told to, what would you spend your $10,000 on today in the company? Where would you spend it tomorrow at $11,000? On day 3, where are you spending the $12,000? Day 4 was $13,000, and so forth. So every day was $1,000 more than the day before. Now, the interesting thing about this was folks were beginning to ease up. The energy was feeling a little bit softer. They were beginning to act as if this was really happening, and they began to be really generous with each other. For instance, the marketing department was spending their money on the sales team, and the sales team was spending their money purchasing new equipment for the programming department. And there was a time when one of the team was actually, two of the teams came in, they were actually buying the same things for a department, and they started arguing over who got to spend that money on the other department. It was really pretty funny. And I said, look, guys, abundance abounds in this game, and you can all spend your money however you choose, even if you both departments decide to spend it on the same thing. But the whole point of my bringing that process into the company was to get our focus on something that felt better than where it had been for a really long time. And it literally shifted the energy in the company, that emotional charge that we had been carrying around. And here's what I learned. First of all, the universe does not know if what you're focused on is real or imaginary. And I know a lot of people have heard this before, and I am telling you, it doesn't know. It based on how you feel wherever you're focused. It only picks up the essence, that vibration that we are holding, and then it brings more of that to us. It assumes that's real, whether it is in your current physical reality or not. It will be soon if you continue to focus on it. And that prosperity account also showed us that no matter what we did today, there was always more in the account the next day than there was the day before. In other words, money continues to flow. And if you were to play this game, if you started at only $1,000 a day and started $1,000, and you're to play this game for a year, you would have spent over $666 million in your mind. And when your focus is there, even if it's imaginary, it will stretch your wealth mentality until you begin attracting more of that in your life than you ever have previously. It doesn't matter how low you may have gone before. None of that matters. And I will tell you, within 9 months of beginning this process, someone we had never heard of approached us about buying the company out lock, stock, and barrel. And we literally went from living mostly no paycheck to no paycheck because we were trying to pay the crew to successfully selling that business for a hefty, hefty sum of money. And at the time that we legally changed hands from us to the buyers, Robin and I were down in the Grenadine Islands in a 42-foot catamaran, island hopping with friends. That is the power of the law of attraction.
Wow. That is an incredible story.
Wow.
I'll tell you, and that was my finally understanding it at the cellular level. That was the most transformational turning point in my life when it comes to understanding this stuff, bar none.
Can I ask you about that story? Because when you use the prosperity game, and I love that game, and I've used it myself too, it really does make you feel good.
Was when I would, at night, every night, I would sit in the living room. I'd turn out my light so I could have a beautiful panoramic view of the San Francisco Bay, and I would just get quiet. And I would have this interaction with my guides, my higher self. I was just like a little in my mind. This was just in my mind. But I would sit there, and that was where my transformation would happen. And that was where the idea for the Cosmic Living Room was born. And the Cosmic Living Room is a place, it's like an online retreat where you can come and listen to calls with me and Theos, my guides Theos. We have special experts. We have forums. We have the ability for you to come in and interact. It's just a place for a celebration of spirit where we really learn how to apply the law of attraction in our lives on every possible level, really getting it into the cells of your body. So we have a happy hour with Eva and Theos, and we have another Hot Topics. It's all about law of attraction, where we focus on the practical steps of applying law of attraction, as well as depending on and being able to communicate and trust your own spiritual guidance. We do have many special guest experts. We have lots of programs that we do. I have audio programs and e-courses that run as a part of this place as well. You can set up your own profile page. You can blog. You can have your own self-interest groups. This is a whole awesome law of attraction spiritual guidance community, basically.
Wow. Well, I'm coming, and I'm just visualizing this awesome living room and space with you, Eva, and I want to be there. And again, for our listeners, go to LOASummit, all one word, .com/Eva, just to be able to be there. And again, just thank you. And just as a quick note for Cecily and myself, we just want you to know that you can play with us and co-create in 3 ways, and that is inviting your friends, oh my gosh, to attend this amazing Telesummit, all for free, and to get this kind of life-changing information. Second, you could choose to purchase the upgrade package that we have, so you'll have this information forever, MP3s of all the 10 content-rich calls. And or finally, if you want to, become an affiliate and share with your friends and earn some extra cash. So we really just want, Cecily and I so want this information to get out to the world because it is so important. And with that, Cecily is going to move us into our question and answer time. Cecily?
Yeah, so this is great that we get a chance to do this. So we have some people already on the webcast who put some questions in. So those of you on the phone, what you can do is push star two on your phone if you have a question for Eva, and that will raise your hand, and I can see you here on the board, and I will unmute you, and I will. Looks like I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, I can use the last 4 digits of your phone number. So I will just say the last 4 digits of your phone number. That will identify that I've unmuted you and you've raised your hand. So 2 star. All right, here we go. Okay, this last 4 digits is 1267 from Pismo Beach, California. Hello, have you a question for Eva?
Hi, I do. Thanks. How exciting!
Can you start your name first?
Get a question. I have experienced in my life some very, very, very successful in creating miracles, and I'm wondering, is there a way that I can use that to kind of ground it and as like a positive reinforcement to keep doing that going forward?
Absolutely. And who are we speaking to? Your first name?
My name is Nancy.
Nancy. Okay. Woo-hoo. I'd like to know who I'm talking to. So, yes, absolutely. One of the things that you can do is, I think understand your question. Tell me if I'm not understanding it correctly. You're wanting to know if you can take those experiences and ground yourself in them to create more?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And so you can do that. You can do this with any memories of anything that works, that was a great memory for you, or the experiences that you have that have been really great for you. And this goes for everyone, to be able to spend. Remember, all of your power is in your now, and your now is where you choose to focus. And when you focus on memories or experiences that were really great experiences for you, and you're spending your time remembering it and basking in it, you are creating a vibrational match for more of that. So absolutely, it's a wonderful way to use that.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay. The next person. There we go. Looks like 5588 from Denver, Colorado. Hello, what's your name and what's your question for Eva?
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for taking my call. My name is Susie Nelson, and Eva, and I want to thank you for also having this teleseminar and with Eva being the beginning speaker. You just spoke so much to me. I felt like, you don't even know. But I want to say that I had a situation where I was in business for years with my fiance, and he tragically passed away. And for a year, I did not work. I had saved my money, but now I'm there, and I had to start over. So when you talked about focusing and where you were and what you did and how you did it, I grasped from that my focus and emotions, and that is helping people in what I do. And so I guess what I want to say is I'm one of those people that you described as you have to have everything first. Well, I have been starting. I have been doing things, but I feel like now I've got things, but they're just like all over the place. How do you bring that together? How do you rein that in? I was thinking I needed to find somebody in that direction who knows what they're doing and bring each one together so that it all collaborates. I don't know, though.
Okay, so it sounds like you've got a lot of different things going on in different directions. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, it's all in a direction of bringing it together. Like I had to do a marketing campaign. I had to learn video. I had to learn social media.
Yes.
I had to learn, all that.
Yes. So, of course, there's so many ways that you can go about it. The first thing is to line your energy up first. What is the vision you hold for all this coming? What does it look like when it has all come together? How are the pieces moving flawlessly and seamlessly? How are you feeling about it? What are you doing in a typical day? Do you understand? So you're creating the vision of it?
I understand because I've been doing, so I get what you're saying.
Yes. You want to start with the vision first. We all tend to do that. I do too. I've been in that place, and there's so many different moving parts to pulling things together like this in the business, and so to get yourself quiet and centered and get into that vision of it, and then once you've established yourself in that energy, then you ask yourself, what is the one most important thing for me to do next? What is the one thing of everything that I've got going on, what is the most inspiring for me to focus on right now? And you might get one thing, you might get two or three things, but when it comes from inspiration, you will get into action, and the action will flow, and it will all come together.
It's so funny that you should say that because it's almost like you were meant to happen for me today, and so the people who put this on, I cannot even putting it out there that I hope you feel my energy of gratefulness because everything you've been saying is like all of this was like now I sat down this morning and I said, this is what you have to do. Just do this. And you just confirmed it. So thank you.
Your guidance system is working.
That's perfect. You're in the right place. That's great.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. We have room for a couple more. We're going to run a little bit over the hour, but I think that's okay. So this next person, I have another California. It's 6933 from Banning, California. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can you tell us your name? Question?
My name is Yona, and
Hi,
I'm not actually in Banning except in spirit. I'm calling you on Skype. I'm in Atlantic Canada. I'm in Atlantic Canada, and although I grew up in California, and I so enjoyed this presentation. Eva, you resonate very strongly with Esther and Esther's guides, and I'm sure you're Theos?
Theos, yes.
I think, anyway, it's just delightful, and I totally resonated with your presentation. So here's the story. I totally get into the vortex a lot. I dream huge. I manifest all the time in meaningful ways. I am like lighting up. and I totally, I stand outside and I look at the structure in which I am in the process of accepting and allowing, and I can see it. I mean, I look up, and if I look with my eyes, I see sky. When I look through my eyes, I see the third floor of the Language and Communication Center that I'm working on. That's all really great. And the curious thing is, the thing I wanted to share with you is that I can't imagine not having it manifest, but I totally don't need it to manifest to be happy.
Yes. That's, I can't say how important that is.
On it daily,
Can I just highlight what you just said, because it's so important, because you're unattached to the outcome, which is really key, is that you've got the vision down, and you understand this stuff, and you're creating, and you're feeling good about it, and you don't need it to be happy. Very important.
Because I'm living it. I'm in the vortex where it is.
Yes.
And it kicks ass.
Awesome.
It's awesome. I love expressive language. It is awesome. So thank you so much. And to everyone who presented it, thank you so much. I'm really glad that I signed on.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
From Canada and coming to California soon.
Awesome. Come on down.
That's great. But we're going to just take one more, actually, from the actual webcast. Eva, there is a woman called Barbara from Monroeville, and she's having trouble finding her passion. She's feeling a little lost and confused and having trouble focusing. What would you recommend for her?
Okay, great. So, Barbara, where you want to start is you want to start with, how do you want to feel? I mean, let's go back down to the basics. How do you want to feel? I want to feel loved. I want to feel enthusiastic. I want to feel on purpose. Whatever those feelings are, the essence. Go to the essence of how you want to feel and spend time feeling that. And as you do, you will begin to get clarity. You will find someone, in other words, working with someone who can help you get clear with your purpose. It would be a step. It may not be your step, but you'll feel that. You'll need to find that for yourself. But you need to spend some time really basking in how it is you want to feel. I want to feel passion. I want to feel passionate about something. I want to feel on purpose. I mean, get really into that if that's what you're looking for, whatever those feelings are, and be there. And know that the universe will provide the avenue for you to become clear on that. I hope that helps.
Great. I do apologize to people that still have their hands up. We do need to stop, though. And what I'd like to do at this point is just to ask Eva, and this just has been so much information, and you've been so generous in sharing all of this with everyone. Can you just think about some sort of your last closing remarks? What would you like to do to encourage the audience to be successful with the law of attraction?
Yes, what I want to say is it's very simple, and if you just take it down to this very simple focus and start to apply it, now you're on your way. And that is, first of all, understand you're focusing on how you want to feel. If you're focusing on your desires and that feels good, great. If you focus on your desires and it doesn't feel good because it's not here yet, focus on something else. The great news is you can focus on anything that has you feel good and become a vibrational match to your desires without even focusing directly on the desires if you can't do it and feel good. I wanted to make that point earlier. But to really focus on how do I want to feel, and then reach for thoughts that feel better. And any time during your day, just ask yourself, how am I feeling now? How do I want to feel? And reach for a thought that feels better. And then begin to acknowledge what starts to show up as evidence.
Great.
Beautiful.
Well, Eva, thank you. Thank you so much. And on behalf of Cecily and myself, again, wow, we want to thank you for being such a special part and launching this Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit and for this hour of sharing. I mean, I'm taking away, I've been scribbling many, many notes, but I love it. All of your power is in the now. I'm going to tattoo that maybe tonight. I'm going to tattoo that on my arm. All of the power is in the now. So for everyone who is listening to us, again, there's a couple of things we would invite you to do, which is, again, share this information. Your friends will love you. Share this link of the law of this Extreme Law of Attraction Telesummit. If you would do that, that would be great. Also, you can become a Law of Attraction affiliate, and in that, share the upgrade package, which is you can get all of these powers, because I know, Eva, I'm going to have to listen to this again. We know that, right? We need to hear this again and again, and so we can do that. And so I wanted to share that with people, that they can do that. And finally, I just want to close that. Be sure to join us tomorrow. If this wasn't great enough, and it was, join us for tomorrow's expert guide, because, again, we are blazing a trail to your dreams through the Telesummit. And that is Nan Akasha, and her topic is how to free yourself from the 3 blocks to abundance and to accelerate your income. So how perfect is that? And again, Eva, you've just launched us, and now Nan is just going to help us refine that. So thank you so, so much on behalf of Cecily and myself.
Oh, my pleasure to be here. Really honored to be able to be your launching point.
And just as we close, final thoughts, final pearl that you want to leave people with.